All right. How we doing, everyone? Jesse here, your race mechanic. We're checking in from Sandusky, Ohio. Sun is about to rise. We've got the whole transition behind the camera here cleared out. Everyone's about to get in the water. I'm just hanging out, but I wanted to bring a quick tip. A big question I get, especially in the expo of Ironman, is like, what are the boxes? How do you transport your bike? And from a mechanic standpoint, we have to, disassemble bikes to put these in here, put them back together once we get them out. And that process can be not only time consuming, but it also means that there's a lot of wear and tear. There could be, when you're constantly flying with the bike, you want it protected as much as possible. But we do see some common things. So what are the boxes that I prefer the most and why? Well, I'll tell you right off the bat that it's going to be a hard case. It doesn't have to have four wheels. And I think your dollar range is maybe $1,200 at the top, the high end, to maybe 800-ish, right? So here's a box that we've seen for many years. It's just like a hard shell. There's a couple layers of foam in here, but it's actually really small. This thing's almost smaller than like a box that a bike shop would get in a about 75% built bike that they would put the wheels, the pedals on, and get ready for to sell the bike, right? So this box here is something that's probably maybe the 400. You could probably find some of these really inexpensive, like cheap, like 200, but you're really starting to cut corners there. I really don't prefer these, especially for TT bikes. If you've got aero extensions, clip-on bars, this type of box, while it can get you by and it might be a budget choice, you're going to pay more in the long run by having a mechanic that's like, hey, I got to charge you more because this is such a process to get this bike in here. So let's go to the other case. What's a case that I really do like? Well, here's an example here. This is the Evoc bag, and you can see it's kind of a mix of like a soft shell, hard shell. The top here is nice and stiff, to help keep it protected. And I do like this bike box. However, the only reason I kind of don't like it is because it kind of slims down. It's very form factor, which is cool. It's racy. It looks nice. However, if you think about functionality, there's another box that's similar to this, the Thule case. We all know Thule roof racks, Thule, right? Well, they make a transporter that's a complete hard shell. It's kind of a clamshell type of case, but it's got extra width in there throughout the length of it. And what that means is, let's see if you're coming to the race with maybe your regular wheels, but maybe you want to bring a disc wheel or a couple aero wheels. You might actually have enough room in there to kind of throw a couple wheels in there, a helmet, some extra bottles. Usually your airlines have a 50-pound limit, and a bike, especially the bikes now with the bike box, maybe coming in at 40 pounds. So you got about extra 10 pounds. You could throw some stuff in there, fill it up, and transfer some of your stuff in the bike box. So this bike box here that we have, the thing I really want to show you the most is just the front wheels here. You can see they're really large. They're almost scooter-sized wheels, so you're going to have no issue taking this through like a dirt parking lot, through the airport. Obviously, these big wheels are nice, and you can replace these wheels. You can find rollerblade wheels out on eBay or Amazon. You can find scooter wheels if you need to, and there's actually ball bearings in here, real nice ball bearings that will last. Okay, so a lot of people are looking for a case that has like four wheels so they can maneuver it through, and we have a lot of suitcases that have the four like swivel wheels, right? I'd say, you know what, the reason I like these the most is, notice there's no wheels here, right? Now there's an optional swivel wheel you can install here that the customer has, but I like how they took it off because this is a nice grab point. It also means that the airline is going to intuitively try to grab it. And then, because we have only the wheels here on the bottom, I can rotate this on a dime, right? And that means rotating it through and getting it, into just, when you got like people in the airport and it's congested, you're not going to have as many issues there. And so the Thule case is kind of similar to this, where you've got just two wheels in the back. And then you just pick it up and roll it. Let all the weight be on the wheels on that kind of balance point, right? And then you're just gonna love just rolling this thing through with having no issues. What else could I say about it? That's probably about it. You can shop around. the Sycon cases, which I think everyone thinks is the nicest case out there, I actually don't like their soft case. And the reason why is they do use 4 little swivel wheels. They're smaller, so that you have more issues when you're rolling through dirt, parking lots, stuff like that. Sometimes they'll break off or you have to replace them. They're a higher cost because they kind of, you know, they're the premier bike case. And I know there's some different ways of saying Sycon. Sorry if I say it wrong. But the big point, though, with their soft cases is that you strap the wheels on the side and they're covered up with a pad and all that. It's real nice, but the fabric does start to sag over time. And as you're rolling through, you know, just like parking lots and stuff, that fabric is starting to drag a bit. And before you know it, you know, you're kind of blowing a hole through it or it's getting scuffed up. And so the longevity of that becomes an issue, right? You really don't want to have wear spots if you can avoid it. So the other thing, too, about these cases is when you are packing your bike up, it's very user-friendly and easy, especially if you're not really like a mechanic, you're not really comfortable doing a lot of those things. You can do this because there's a rack that comes out. Maybe I'll just show it to you real quick. And this customer, too, that I have this bike box here, I will be boxing this up later. But so here is the rack, okay? Now your frame, when you take your bike and you're packing it up, the first thing you do, take the wheels and the pedals off, right? Those are kind of the widest points is the pedals and maybe the derailleur. This here and the width is real nice. Now pedals might stick out just a smidge, so I still recommend taking the pedals off. But you could get away with actually not even removing the derailleur. So it's limiting how much you have to do when you pack the bike. It's faster, easier, less stuff to do, easy, right? Let's work smarter, not harder. We've got these little axle extensions too that kind of rotate in and out. And they're for different axle widths. When you buy this, it comes with it. And so we're going to put the front fork here. We're going to put the rear stay here, and then if I need to, this does telescope in and out so that it fits your bike, right? So anyhow, the Thule case is different than this, but still the same kind of concept. You do everything, you do a lot of the packing outside of the box, and once it's all ready, it's all locked in on this. All you got to do is take the bike, open this baby up, drop it in, and it locks into the base here and you're set to go. So that's my opinion on bike cases. I'm Jesse, your race mechanic. See you guys later.